Okay, hey, well, welcome back to Guns Up Review. Today we're coming at you a little bit different. We're out in the woods. I want to talk to you about my feeder. This is the All Seasons Feeder, 600-pound stand and fill. Come on back and I'll tell you all about it. So if you're like me, you're kind of cheap out on things. We built our own feeder, which lasted great for about 20 years. But then I finally got sick and tired of having to work on it. And is the battery hot? And is the charger working? And you know, it's treacherous to get up on a ladder and fill an old 55-gallon barrel. I finally broke down and bought one of these all-season feeders. This is a stand and fill, which means I can fill it up from the ground, which is really good. We don't have to fall off a ladder. If you're out in the woods, especially by yourself, trying to fill a feeder and you fall off a ladder, it can be really bad. This thing, I want to tell you, this is not a sponsored video. This is just because I really think this is a fantastic product. The stand and fill has a couple of nice features. Number one, it has windows on it so you can see exactly where you are. I can just see a little bit of corn, so I know that I'm about a third. This is a 600-pound feeder, so I don't have about 200 pounds left. The other thing is this, the bottom here is powder coated, which keeps it from rusting. This looks rusty down here, doesn't it? But the hogs have been hitting this, and they get dirt and mud on their snout, and when they touch that door, they get mud on it. I want to show you all about that too here in a second. Another nice thing about this feeder is that it's really lightweight. So I loaded this in a trailer and unloaded it and put it in place by myself. So with somebody else, obviously it's better, but I would say this whole thing all rigged out probably weighs 100 pounds. So it's not super heavy. And so you can manipulate it by yourself. That's nice. It's on skids. So when it's empty, you can scoot it around. Now it's got about 200 pounds of feed in it right now, and it's not going anywhere. But anyway, the lid is held on by two little spring clips. I'll show you those guys. Which makes the top easy to secure, and it won't blow off. But I will tell you, if you're transporting one of these feeders, make sure you take this lid off when you have it in your trailer, because it will blow off in the wind. That's not from my experience. So, easy access. Let's fill it up. Okay, these bags are pretty easy to open. They all have these little pull strings. The one thing you got to watch out for is don't ever get these little strings down in your feeder, because these strings, what they do is they eventually will wind up around your slinger and it will stop the motor on them. So be careful and watch for those. Let's fill this dude up. Real good one. Okay, so in case you're wondering, I think over the last 30 days, this feeder threw about 300 pounds of feed. Could you just like go somewhere else? So here you can see the solar panel again. I've got this facing to the east. You should really have these facing to the south so they get sun on them all day. But I will tell you that this in here is the same battery that's been on this for 2 years, and it has not gone dead, and it still throws like crazy. We'll do a sample throw to show you just how hard it throws now. But let's look inside at the controller and see what that looks like. So here's a look inside at the control box. You can see the 12-volt battery, and then here is your controller here. Controllers are really super simple to set. You've got your hour and minute to set your time, and then your run time. So these are the number, so you can do up to 6 settings. So look, I just have 2 set. So I'll push feed time number 1. It goes off at 8:15 in the morning, which is, I don't have my daylight savings time set, so it's really 7:15 in the morning now. It tells you this is number 1. It says feed for 5 seconds, okay? Number 2 says feed for 5 seconds, and it goes off at 6 p.m., which is really right now 5 p.m. since daylight savings time's on, right? So super simple. Let's push this test button right here, and let's see what happens. We're gonna scoot back because this thing will put your eye out. Here we go. That's with 5 seconds, and you can see the amount of feed that it puts down. And it put it down way outside the fence over there. That's at least 30 feet. So it's got a nice radius on it, and lots of feed. That's with a 5-second feed time. So it puts out plenty of feed. And you'd think being low to the ground, it wouldn't throw it very far, but it throws it plenty far. And remember, that's the throwing power with a 2-year-old battery. So I fully endorse this feeder. I have 2 of these. And you know, if you're like me, the hunting lease is just too far away from home to worry about whether or not this is working correctly. So just spend the money. $600 for a 600-pound stand and fill. It sounds like a lot, but I promise you, worth every penny. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time here on Guns Up Review. All right, so I'm down here in Mason. I'm at the deer lease. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in hunting for 40 years. Check this out. Buck, when they get rid of their antlers, they'll rub them on trees. They irritate them to get them off. Check this out. This antler, when it came off, actually got stuck in the tree and is hanging right where he shed it in the bush. Is that cool or what? Never seen that before.